Update 5.7.1 is here in Marvel Strike Force, and surprise, no new bugs with this update. At least so far. Also, is there compensation coming for the recent Heroes for Hire rework? And speaking of reworks, are the Ravagers getting a rework? I'm discussing that on your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update with my brother Tony Scungili. Tony, how have you been, my friend?
Hello.
Hello, how are you? That's a good shot of your eye.
I am good.
Good. Are you doing the Latka impression? I'm getting a Latka.
Thank you very much.
Yes, he's man from the moon. All right, so we got an update that dropped in Marvel Strike Force yesterday, actually, and we had a few changes. It's kind of a hot fix type update that you needed to do, but there was really no downtime. So the good thing is we have not had a character release yet, which means that we have no new bugs with this update. Have you experienced any bugs yet?
Who's to say? Sir, who's to say? Who could possibly know if I've experienced a bug yet? A new bug versus you. Like, what if it's a bug that I didn't recognize?
I guess that is true. Yeah, maybe it's a previous bug that you didn't know. And there's so many in this game. But there's some bugs that got fixed. The first one that got fixed in this update, Phoenix not summoning Dark Phoenix upon death. Now, I guess this had to do with ISO 8. I don't really use Phoenix anymore, so I never experienced this bug firsthand. Did you experience this Dark Phoenix not coming up? And if not, what was this about? I heard some comments that this was not specifically just Dark Phoenix, had specifically to do with ISO 8 kill. So what happened with it?
I thought it was, it used to always trigger on Shang-Chi, and that might have been because he had like Striker or something on it. Okay. If I'm right, and I don't remember specifically, because I only see it in RTA, right? Because that's the only place I ever use Phoenix nowadays, is RTA.
Yeah.
Basically, or maybe War. What I recognize happening,
she's on defense,
and I actually had to triple check, like, is Kestrel here? What happened? Is I think I got double tapped. Like, I think someone tagged me, and then the vulnerable proc hit, and then Phoenix just didn't come back. I didn't know that was it, but like the more I think about it, because it was relatively recently, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That's probably what happened, because she just died, and I was like, oh, bugged, and then I just stopped using her. Like, it's so like, this game used to be a hero collector, and now it's like Pokemon.
A bug
like
finder.
You got to catch them all, but the bugs. But yeah,
every single
like
bug.
The bugs. And you cultivate them, and then they evolve and grow into Phoenix can't summon.
And then you get random new bugs that just pop up. You're like, oh, I can add this to my collection.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is. It's a different type of game than I started playing. Have you tested Phoenix since then? Have you been in a war with Phoenix and this double tapping thing to see if this is actually fixed? Because I took it into real time and read a battle yesterday, and I guess it didn't have the ISO 8 thing. All right, Deathpool dealing low damage with the ultimate ability. I got that tech lane before Mystic section in Doom, so I don't really get to use the Mystics too much. So I didn't notice this one either firsthand. Is this something you noticed firsthand? And if so, did you notice if this was fixed or not?
Okay, so yes, I noticed what they're saying, but I never knew it was a bug. I just assumed that like it was the crit. You know, like I just assumed that her ultimate at fully charged would crit sometimes for 12 million and sometimes it would be 7, and I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. Like I didn't realize that it was just some weird bug that was happening in the game, because honestly, the truth is, when I used it, the character died. Right? So like the details of how it never mattered to me. It was thing. Like, yeah, like, oh, Doom dead, you know? Like, all right, what next? So
yeah, I'm using it very sparingly, but yeah, she when she gets her ultimate fully charged, they generally do die. So if it was dealing less damage, I didn't notice that one either. One thing that I did notice though, when we got this update 5.7.0 that dropped, we didn't get a new character in the game, which I think we've had every single previous update, a new character for purchase upon the update's release, but we did not get this guy in the game. He is there now, though. Silver Surfer, I keep calling him Silver Surfer. Silver Samurai's character model got updated, removed the flag on his chest, although it technically wasn't a whole flag. It wasn't even the whole Rising Sun flag. It looked like more of an X on the chest. Do you like what they did with this character model? Do you think they should have left some of the red on there, maybe make it an X because he is part of the Weapon X team, or do you like that they made him look like a medieval knight?
I don't have an opinion.
Okay.
Because he looks like a samurai, right? Like he does. So that's his only requirement. Actually, there he has two. He has to be silver and look like a samurai. Right. He has done both of those things. I don't care what he has on his chest. It doesn't matter to me. Or what he doesn't have. None of it affects me. If it affects other people, that's fine too. Like, but like it doesn't bother me. Like, I care about his kit. I care about how many shards it takes to unlock him, how much his offer is going to cost. I care about whether I'm going to use him, how he looks. Dude, we have ugly looking characters in this game still. Like, I'm not worried about them taking a character down to fix it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you did mention an offer. You know, we see the shard. It's a 45 shard unlock. We got this tweet out last night looking at some of the stuff, and he still has that Oni mask, that demon mask on there. So that some people were wondering if that would be removed. So with this gameplay footage, it does look like he has that sometimes, but will he be released tonight was the question. Friday is the plan. So we're recording this on Thursday, not even released on tonight. So more than a week delay. And yes, that's when it could be coming to the game. Now, he does have that honorable tag in the game, and he should be getting an event coming on Friday as well. Have you looked at the honorable characters in the game?
Yeah.
What? Who do you think is going to be in this orb, this honorable orb that normally comes? I mean, there's some really good characters here. We got the new Warriors. We got the Secret Avengers. We got some other good characters. Who do you think is going to be in, and who do you think is going to be out? Do you think we're going to get the Secret Avengers here, potentially making it easier for players to unlock Omega Red, or are they going to be totally out of this orb?
Oh yeah, they did it with X-Force. They did it with X Factor. So yeah, Secret Avengers will be in the. Actually, X Factor was in like 6 orbs.
Wait, they're gonna be? You think they're gonna be in or out of this? Secret,
I think they're gonna be in. I think the Secret Avengers and the new Warriors are gonna be options in the new drops because it's gonna make you. They've been doing that more and more lately to make it feel like, hey, even if you don't get the specific character, you might get a character that you won't be mad about, and I like it. Usually, except Sharon Carter. If I remember correctly, Sharon Carter was like the most miserable orb I've ever opened in my life.
Oh, the event for that. I see with those events. Sometimes I get lucky and I get a lot of shards, and then it seems like it flip flops. So I can't remember what the last event was and what I did. So it'll probably be the opposite this time. It was Deathpool. All right, I think I did good on her, so I think Silver Samurai is gonna be bad for me now. Yeah. Now the reason. Oh, and so guys, the event is coming on Friday. Most likely. The event's not coming on Friday. Most likely. Oh, when is the event coming? When is the event coming?
Next Wednesday.
The event's coming
next Wednesday. The offer is coming on Friday. His purchase.
Right, so the offer is coming on Friday. I was expecting the event last Friday. We didn't get that. I guess they're delaying that even more, but start saving your cores, guys, because there is an event for Silver Samurai coming at some time, whether it be Friday, whether it be Wednesday, save your cores. But more important than that, we also have Omega Red coming, and we got some Secret Avengers that need that tag. How are you on pace right now to unlock Omega Red? And if not, what are your plans?
Yeah, I have a wallet. I'm on pace.
You are on pace. Do you have? Are your characters at 5 stars now? Your Secret Avengers, not yet. Okay.
No, they're all just under 4.
Okay. Now
I need like 150 shards of each character.
Of each?
Yeah.
Ooh. And you have a budget for yourself for the Omega Red on that?
I'm actually a little bit further ahead than I was on unlocking what's his name? Not Ghibli, Adam Warlock. I'm a little bit further ahead on these characters that I didn't really buy than I was on the characters who I didn't buy for Adam Warlock.
Okay.
It's not hard.
So you're ahead of pace. It's good. My
money. I generally speaking will spend up to $150 to get a legendary.
Okay.
I haven't spent money. That's not true. I just bought a Cap Sam offer for $30. Okay. So that's it. Like, I have like $120 that I want to spend on that. So if I spend up to 120 and get it, great. And if I spend more than it, great. I'm not going to not get it. I have a wallet. This game rewards people for spending money. I'll be fine. If you want to get it without spending money, get ready, because this Wednesday, like, they're adding more and more characters. Next Wednesday will probably be Sharon Carter. She'll probably get a node farm. Cap Sam will get a node farm. Sharon Carter will probably get a arena orb or some miserable experience farm for everybody. So,
well, that was the question I was going to ask you. Your predictions for the availability of Captain Sam and Sharon Carter. So you're thinking Sharon Carter to a store and Captain Sam to a node?
I think Sharon Carter's going to the arena orb.
Arena orb. Ooh. All right. Well, if that happens, though, we'll get a character out of the arena orb who was last out of there and at increased cost. So that wouldn't be the worst thing. Captain Sam, I know, wouldn't be the worst thing. But the third Secret Avenger, we did get them added to a store. She popped up for me the first time last night. She popped up and right as soon as we started recording, or before we started recording this. So, yeah, how lucky have you been with Maria Hill? Have you seen her in the store? I know some people have not seen her yet. Some people have been doing refreshes and still not seen her. How's your luck been with Maria Hill?
I actually have a statistic for this.
Oh.
I've spent 900 cores.
Oh my goodness.
On 10 shards. 15 shards, sorry.
That's almost as bad as a supply store offer that she had.
No, that's the statistic, just so you know. I have refreshed the store. Like, what is it? Like, I've refreshed the store so many times.
That's
I've only bought
900 cores. That's going into the hundreds, right? Or is that just a 50? 50s on every single one.
50 is it's, you know, it's 50 100. So like I'll spend 200 cores and then I'll spend 100 cores. But I haven't always gone to 200. Like basically the rule of thumb is I refresh until I see her.
Wow. Okay.
You know. So like that's it. I refresh until I see her. If I see her at the beginning, I'll refresh twice just in case.
Okay.
If I don't see her in the first and I do 2 refreshes and she's not there, 100 cores it is. Why?
Nice.
I don't know, but that 100 core, she always shows up. It's like the game tracks my money spent, and they're like, "Yep, come on in. You spent enough to justify her."
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of minions still in the store. We got Sniper removed from the store. How many characters do you think needs to be out whenever they add one? It was kind of implied that they remove a lot of characters previously, but it's been one in, one goes out. So do you think that's they should change that up? Maybe 2 out every time they add in, or just get all the minions out, or start removing these. Just get them, get some of these older characters, get some of the minions out right now, and then just add these characters in. What do you feel about what is your thoughts on the War Store right now and the abundance of characters that are in there that players need, especially at that new player level and that mid game player level?
Scroll down on your screen for a second.
Yeah.
In the game.
Yeah.
There you go. That's my thoughts on the War Store. I could spend war credits to get these things. So I think that they're terrible. I think that's the worst. I think it's awful. I really do. I don't think the War Store has ever been good. I think the War Store benefits the highest spenders more than anybody else because they can buy. They don't have to worry about paying for the characters because they've already paid for the characters with money. So they can use that currency for the gear like this. I think that the fact that there are minions in the War Store at all right now is a travesty. I think the fact that there are characters like Mr. Sinister in the War Store right now, when the last 5 legendaries have a required character in the War Store. Actually, almost everyone, but the last 5 specifically. Yeah. And if they cared, they would have changed it. So yeah, the War Store is going to continue to suck. You know, Cull Obsidian's in the War Store. Think about that for a second. Who's buying Cull Obsidian right now? Who's like, yeah, I gotta get them coal shards.
Someone that's got a 7-star Maria Hill and a 7-star Bishop, and all the other characters that 7-star. Like,
I'm saving those. I'm saving them for more purple gear. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's the kind of the unintended effect of this Heroes for Hire, or maybe it was intentional, of Heroes for Hire, not being able to do these full clears, having more teams, not getting bonuses for some of these teams. We're getting less war currency than we were before Heroes for Hire. Do you think that was fully intentional, or that's just some oversight by the devs?
War currency.
No, you're not clearing. You're clearing the same exact amount of rooms since before Heroes for Hire, because we were doing full clears, and now we're not doing full clears
clearing
anymore.
Rooms. I'm going 10 for 10 every war.
Oh yeah, we don't go.
Yeah,
we don't go
I'm
full
getting
clears.
10 attacks in. So the only difference is. Yeah. Oh, I don't care about clearing a room. That's how you win a war, and winning a war only gives you a handful of more.
Here's the thing,
resources.
though. If you're getting your 10 attacks in, but you're having to double tap at least Heroes for Hire once, you're not. All right.
No.
Well, maybe some people are getting less. Some people are getting more. The same amount.
No, I understand people are okay. Like, I understand that there are people that think war is important and competitive and whatever. But we are not. We will go into. We haven't been full cleared, nor have we full cleared an opponent, but literally in 9 months. Okay, we just don't like. It doesn't matter. So we go in and we just slap whatever we can, right? So I'll do 8 to 10 attacks in a war. I will get 8 to 10 victories in a war. Like, I don't do like, oh, gee, I wonder if this fight will help me push towards the bridge. I don't care. That doesn't matter to me. Pardon my French.
Oh my goodness. I got to write down a timestamp. Got to look for this one, Tony.
I'll just redo it.
No worries. No.
Yeah,
just keep going.
Okay.
Don't worry. Just keep going.
Well, there's
no edits in this news video except for the swear word. All right.
No, I don't. It doesn't bother me. That's it. Like, it just doesn't bother me because I'm gonna get my war attacks. I'm getting the more points, and then the difference between winning and losing a war isn't different enough that I feel like I should go harder and run the risk of losing guaranteed points now. And no one in my alliance also feels that way. So we're doing great. And Platinum 2. Dirtling around, not being full cleared, not full clearing, and getting 8 to 10 wins every war. You know?
Gotcha. Now, some of my complaints with war come from the dirty Heroes for Hire team that got a slight sort of a rework, I guess. I thought this was a nerf. Some people thought this was a buff. I guess it's a buff, if you, depending how you think about it. The text stating 5% dodge and 5% dodge per Heroes for Hire's ally was never functioning. So I guess if they're adding this health, the gaining max health to her passive, she's getting a buff. This Heroes for Hire team is getting a slight buff because Misty is going to have more health. But if they fix this to work like it should have been working, like I thought it was working, that's how little I care about this Heroes for Hire team. It's kind of a nerf not doing this. What was your interpretation? Do you think that this was a nerf because it's not gonna work like this, or do you think this is a buff because it never was working like this, and now she's gaining 5% health when she wasn't getting anything previously?
I mean, it can't be a nerf, man. Like, it wasn't working. It didn't happen.
I thought it was
They're
working,
already the best team in the game. Like, they're so good at defending in war.
War defense. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. They have very good use in like the Gamma Raid whenever that shows up. And then, of course, the people who spent like $10,000 on characters will be like, yeah, you could also use Shang-Chi in a node. Like, yeah, you could do that stuff too. But like, they're good characters. Like, they're useful characters. Like, this is clearly a buff because they weren't working in. Yeah, they weren't working in war the way they thought, the way they said they were. So instead of fixing the problem, which would have made it work, they're like, well, this thing that's not happening, we're not doing it anymore. And then, right? And then we're going to add like an extra bonus thing. So like for anyone who's using the character, this is a buff. On paper, it looks like a nerf, but you would like, if you've used or seen the character, you knew this was never happening. So
yeah, I guess this is the important part here. Yeah, I mean, at some point with the Heroes for Hire, just like this, they just do what they do. The passive too long. I don't like this team. I don't care. But yeah, so I guess it depends how you look at
but
it.
I would be livid.
I guess if you're super technical, it is a buff for them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Super technically works both ways. Super technically, it's a nerf because the text said it did this, but it never happened. So super technically, it's a nerf because it's taking away from what it should have been doing, and instead of fixing it, they're doing nothing. So that could be a nerf, but it also could be a buff because it never happened. So instead of fixing it, they're replacing it with something that will happen. It's a very
complicated situation. Every time we're talking about Scopely and game mechanics, very complicated. All right, the passive got changed as well. Yeah, there's a little delay. We're stepping over each other a little bit, and some of that's some of the delay. But yeah, they got their passive description changed. I don't think anything actually happened with their passive, but I don't think it's actually working like this. At the start of the war, if this character has defense and has 3 or more heroes for hire allies, get 2 charges at the start on spawn at their initial match. This occurs once per war. I have had third matches with I don't know about third matches, it's hard to tell, but second matches with heroes for hire, and I know they're starting with full charges. So it seemed like this was happening more than once. Have you noticed the charges on a second tap in heroes for hire being 2 instead of none or 1?
Oh, this is a change.
This is a change.
I can confirm to you, because of stream shenanigans where I was in one war, there was like a 900k heroes for hire. So I just kept throwing garbage minions at them to I can't beat them. So like, let's just throw garbage at them with my extra energy. So just to see what would happen, because my goal was to prevent it. No. They will gain more on occasion. So this action occurs once per war. This isn't a clarification. This is maybe something they originally wanted it to do, but no. This has happened many times. I've removed charges. I've gotten a person down to 0 charges and then shown up and they were at 2 charges. I've seen characters with 3 charges. You know what I mean?
What? Like, no. 3 charges? No.
Yeah, I have my stream yesterday. I'll send you a clip of it. My stream yesterday, there was a Colleen Wing with 3 charges and a Misty Knight with 3 charges. And I was like, well, there's only one way that could have happened.
Oh my goodness.
You know,
this team is such a debacle for the game.
Yeah, this is what happens. This is, let me be honest. Zoom in on me. No, I'm kidding. We're going live. Let me be honest.
Honest Tony shot. Honest Tony shot right there. Oh, the hat is coming forward.
This is what happens when you hire people to make plans bigger than your company is capable of making. This is what happens when your clipboard people tell you, hey, we got to make war defense team that everyone's going to like and make them really good so they have to buy the answer. And then don't actually test your product and end up with a war defense team that is stupid, that is difficult to beat, that is unnecessary, that there's no actual organic or inorganic counters for, and then try to sell the answer. Like, you're creating the problems and you're selling the answers. Truth is, while some people think it's cool, most people are leaving.
There may be some compensation coming, and let me be clear. I heard they do test these characters, but they test it with sim. They don't play these battles. They sim it many times, and that's what I heard. That's how I heard they do their testing. But we got a comment on this.
What they do doesn't work. That's the point.
No,
like, it doesn't matter if they're like, I test.
Yeah,
I bang my head against the monitor, and if it doesn't break, it's working. It doesn't matter what their testing is because their testing sucks. It doesn't matter what their development stages are because their development stages suck. Fix it.
Yes.
You make millions of dollars a month. Where is it going? Because it's not going to R&D and it's not going to Q&A.
It's going into their jets and their yachts. All right, Misty Knight. There may be compensation coming because of this change. Lame to fix Misty by not fixing her, but on the other hand, I don't want to face a harder hero for hire. A T4 refund would really be in order here. Well, it seems like the level 3 level 4 T3 that's affected, not the level 5, so never mind. The team is discussing potential compensation for this issue, and not just the Misty Knight. I mean, there's so many issues with Heroes for Hire, and hopefully we get some compensation. Are you expecting some compensation for these changes, or is this something like that's just going to get brushed under the rug?
I'm not expecting any meaningful compensation, but there's a chance they'll be like, here's some work credits.
Yeah, maybe. I hope. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this team. Anything related to this is I'm not happy with. And
I'm a fan of using them.
Weapon. I don't like using them. I place them on defense. Yeah, I haven't. I'm not in that lane in the gammas that I actually have to use the.
I mean, like alpha. I use some of the city lanes in alpha. They're really fun.
I don't have the city section. I'm in the cosmic section. So yeah, I don't really use them. So all right. The game was down for a lot of people, but it was not Scopely's fault at all. It was Facebook's fault for this. Now, I thought everyone was affected, even people that did not have their accounts linked to Facebook, because there were reports on that. But there were also reports on people that say they were using BlueStacks and they were getting no bugs. They had no problems logging into this game. Did you have an issue logging into your game on, was it Monday? Was it Monday or Tuesday that the outage occurred? I think it was Monday. Or was it Tuesday? It might have been Tuesday.
I don't remember.
Were you affected? Could you log in at that time?
No, I logged in on everything.
Oh, you were fine. Okay,
I don't use Facebook.
Yeah, I couldn't log in on anything, and I guess I don't know why, but yes, this is the longest stretch of downtime for Facebook since 2008. To all the people, businesses around the world who depend on us, we are sorry for the inconvenience caused by today's outage across our platform," said Santosh Janarda. Anyway, Facebook's vice president of infrastructure sent a blog post, and their shares closed down almost 5% on Monday, but they were up a little bit. Now, what they said was the issue. It was caused by configuration changes on backbone routers. I have no idea what that means. I'm not a tech guy. What is the solution for this? Do we log into either the game store or the Android store? Do we not link our accounts with Facebook? What happens if this comes up again? What do we do as Marvel Strike Force players, Tony?
It's nothing. You have no say in this. You have no say in what happens. What if Google Play's authentication server goes down? What if the iOS authentication server? Like, nothing. You can't do it. You deal with it. It happens.
Oh my goodness.
You can't do anything. Oh, that's poops. No, you can't do anything about it. Like, this had nothing to do with it. You learned in the future that you have no control over the things you want. I don't use Facebook. I use Facebook to like message my mom. I'm 35 years old, my friend. Like, I don't. You don't just text her? Facebook is not for me anymore. Facebook is for old people.
I've deleted Facebook a long time ago. Honestly.
Yeah, like Facebook is not for me. If I'm using, listen, let me be honest. If I'm logging into Marvel Strike Force with Facebook, it's because I bought someone's account who used Facebook to transfer it to me. That's the only reason why I'm using Marvel Strike Force. Like, that's the only reason why. So like, that's it. Or I think back in the day, if you linked your account with Facebook, they gave you a free Daredevil or something.
Oh yeah, baby. You gotta love that.
Yeah. So like whether or not it ever existed as a link, I don't use it. If you use it, that sucks that this happened. There's nothing you can do about fixing this problem. Stop using Facebook.
Now, one of the big things is the communication from Marvel Strike Force. Other games were affected by this as well. They had their reps go out and say, "Hey, game is down. It's because of Facebook." There was not much. There was a little thing on Reddit that said, "Thanks for reporting. We're investigating this issue." That's pretty much it from Marvel Strike Force. What do you think their response should have been when this happened and many of their players were not able to get into the game?
I'm very critical of them, but I feel like it's very hard to criticize what they didn't do that they didn't have to do. So I don't want to be too critical. However, if I was in their situation and I noticed that players, the key word, I noticed that players were unable to access because of the outage, I most definitely would have made a comment saying we are tracking the situation, and maybe even drew attention to the support articles that discuss what it's like to pair your game with a different type of account, like a Google Play or something like that, I would have probably done something outside of just being like, it'll get there when they get there. But the key of, like I said, is when I notice, right? So the key is if I notice. I don't think they notice because it doesn't matter, because they don't track active players, they track amount of money made. So like, I guess all the people who make money didn't have a problem with the Facebook
people were
outage.
reaching out to them. I mean, Cerebro did respond on Reddit like, oh, thanks for reporting this.
Who's that?
Huh?
I didn't hear the word you. Who did you say?
Cerebro was on Reddit, and when someone did report it, he said, "Thanks for reporting this. We're investigating the issue." At that point, I think they should have came out with something. Hey, we're aware of this. We're no, it's on Facebook, but yeah, they didn't. I wish they would have. All right, but
I have an honest question for your comment section. Does anyone actually think Cerebro does anything for the game? Answer in the comments. Don't worry about me. Answer in the comments. I just wanted to leave that out there.
All right, I put my thoughts on the video with Mobile Gamer yesterday, but let me know what you guys think of that. Mojo's Mayhem. We're getting season 11 starting tomorrow. Emma Frost is going to be in there. In addition to Emma Frost is her costume, which some people don't care about. I was wanting this costume. I wanted to grind for this, but you're going to have to pay for this costume, just like you would have to pay for that Weapon X costume through spending a crap load of cores. What are your feelings on these costumes being paywalled? Do you like that they're paywalled and hoping that this is going to be the monetization method instead of charging for these other things? Or do you think this is Scopely and they're just charging for every little thing?
Yeah. Second thing you said.
The second thing, they're charging for everything.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like the price doesn't matter. The reasoning matters, right? Like if they want to be like, here's an Emma Frost costume, it's $50. You'd be like, cool. You either have it or you don't. They're not doing that. They're like, here's Emma Frost costume. It's $50 in 26 days of work, or $20 in 36 days of work. You know what I mean? Like it. I don't get it. I don't get what they think their costumes are for. I don't get their understanding of how costumes work. It just, I don't get it. So they're just selling.
There are 4 war defense characters and characters that go into stealth. That's what the costumes are for. Yes.
I'm sorry. You're right.
That's what they're for. How would you have liked to seen them released and implemented in the game?
Honestly, for months I thought they were doing well. I really do think the costumes were doing great for months. I think that the events that they had were reasonable. I think that you had to play the game just a hair more than the bare minimum to get them. And I thought that was great because, as I like to point out, costumes don't make you better. They don't. Yeah. They just make you look different. They're not even stronger. So the Carnage costume, I think, was the beginning of me being absolutely okay. That's not true.
Was that a pun? Was that a pun there?
It was, but I'm gonna have to go back. All right,
let's start it over.
Because it's not true.
Set it up again.
Going back, the worst costume problem, the beginning of the problem for costumes was the Daredevil Gamora one, because the Daredevil costume and the Gamora costume were both really cool, but you had to pick which one, and you like.
I got both of them. I got both of them. The one that you had to pick was the Thor, Scarlet Witch, and Vision. You could only pick one of those.
I got Thor and Vision. No, you can easily get 2. You could, in order to get 3, you had to spend money, but you could easily have gotten 2.
Maybe I'm not remembering it correctly, but yeah.
But that one you could get both, but the average player wouldn't get both. You know, like the average player wouldn't go on. So that was the beginning, but I didn't have too much of a problem with it, right? I was like, fine. The Carnage one was a huge problem, right? And now the Wolverine one is a huge. So my question is like, here's the problem. There's some idiot that works at Scopely / Boundless / I don't know, Hell, the 7th Slayer of Hell, wherever they are, who's like, we're not making enough money off these garbage pieces of 1s and 0s that make characters with big boobs have slightly bigger boobs. Like they're not making enough money off of this. So what do we do? And they're like, well, let's just make the events harder so people have to spend money. And it's like, yeah, that's cool, but that also takes away the entire point. Costumes are like a gift, basically. Let people spend money if they miss the opportunity, but like let people earn them because it's fun to have.
Yeah, like, I like earning them. I liked earning them. Even if I never would use that Shang-Chi costume or really use Shang-Chi, I like grinding for his costume. All the costumes, I like grinding for those.
there are games that their only monetization is costumes, right? This is not Marvel Strike Force.
No.
So the games that have their only
everything.
monetization being costumes, like they can't make money any other way. So that is where you have like specialty different types of costumes that are different prices and different. They went on record. They thought the Absolute Carnage costume was worth $150. If you logged into the game and you saw the offer for Carnage after not having played, you had to buy it. I think it was like $30 5 times to have enough shards to get Absolute Carnage.
How many people do you think
it was
would pay for that price? 150 for a cosmetic change to a character.
How many people? I don't know how many idiots play this game. I don't know, but like the idea is that like somebody, because then they're going to keep doing it. So like everyone who is going to willing to pay that actually ruins the experience for everyone who isn't. You know, it's not always true. That statement I just made isn't always across the board, Pete. But like for times like that, if they put an offer out, they have a gold offer right now. It's like $75. You know, if you buy that offer, congratulations, you're making bad offers keep showing up. But you don't care because you can afford it. So,
well, hey, you know, the people are going to spend, and you know, they get the Kraken level.
Yeah.
Do you know what is way bigger than a ultra mega Kraken?
Why? Do you have something?
Yeah, it's a Cerebro. What do you even call someone that's beyond Kraken? Omega Kraken? No, it's a Cerebro. One of the most downvoted comments on Reddit. And that was in a response to a post about the Weapon X costume not meant for me. So in relation to these, it's just these costumes. What did you see this at the time when he made this comment and the backlash that this comment has gotten?
Yeah, Nick needs to stick to doing what he does best, which is doing let's go with people with let's plays with people who have no idea how to play the game, so we can trick them into thinking it's good.
Yeah, I don't want to mention Nick because I do want to keep this about Cerebro. I know it's the same person, but I don't want to make it about Nick, the person. I want to make it about Cerebro and the job that he's done.
Oh, that's fair. He just uses his name. He just uses his name when he does the let's plays.
I don't want it because I know Jason Bender was personally attacked for this. I don't want Nick personally attacked, but attacking Cerebro for this comment, yes. But yeah, and just I think it is a joke. And I talked about this yesterday with Mobile Game. I think it's a joke, but it's kind of the timing of it. There was no running theme that, Cerebro is the Kraken in the community. It's just
is it a joke?
Coming out of nowhere.
Humor in this comment. Is there any humor in this comment, even if
I think there was intended humor. I think there was intended humor, but none of it was on there. But anyway,
here, let me show you a magic trick. Okay.
Yeah.
Stick a pepperoni. It's gone. You can't see it anymore. It's a magic trick, or it was an intended magic trick.
Woo! Yeah, baby.
Come on, man. Like this isn't funny if it was funny. Like this is the kind of thing you tell your kid. Whatever.
I don't know. Well, well harder, guys, if you want these costumes. All right, we got
buy
blitz.
the costumes, you peasants.
Buy the costumes.
Just because you're poor doesn't mean you. Never mind.
All right, Yoyo Blitz. Yo-Yo locked behind premium awards for so long, even after she was irrelevant. Now she's got a blitz on the way. Any reason to go hard in this blitz if you do not have Yo-Yo unlocked at this point? Does she have any value in the game? No, not even on War. Maybe
value. Yeah, she can make you unlock Maw. You know, like she's early game useful. She's got war value. Should you work on her? No, she's not one of the 40 characters you need because this game only ever has 40 characters you need, and she's no longer on that list.
She was, but yeah, no longer. I guess if it doesn't cost too much for that, well, I mean, if it's not going to cost you too much time, it's not going to cost you too much time. Blitz hard for her. She's okay, Protector. All right, we also got Phoenix back this week, and good thing they fixed the Phoenix. Good thing they fixed the bug for her. Does Phoenix still have any value at this point? I mean, even for newer players trying to go into Dark Dimension 3, should players go out of their way to farm these villain mystic controllers? No.
Nope.
Any role for her on any team?
Yes, you should. Yes. It's a hero collector. You want everybody. Phoenix is still useful. Yeah, of course you should. But like, farming the villain mystic collectors for Phoenix now, like they need to drop Phoenix down to a 5-star unlock. Like that's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Because getting these characters to 6-star, I don't even think that makes a difference. They might as well just retire her and make her 3-star unlock at this point. Because like, if you don't have Phoenix, right, you're going to have a slightly harder time doing stuff, except, oh wait, no, you're not, because the number of global characters for like Dark Dimension and stuff is huge. And you also have access to Maw, so you can use Maw instead of Phoenix. I used Phoenix, right, for every Dark Dimension 3 and 4. She was great. Okay. And if you want to work on 5 completely garbage characters plus Hela, 5, or whatever, to get like Phoenix, go for it. Like, I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to tell you it's a bad idea, but like, it's kind of a bad idea and I'm going to stop you.
How many people do you think are using Doom to unlock Phoenix nowadays?
Nobody. Come on. That's insane. You can't. Come on.
There was some people in chat that were, so.
No, there's nobody that unlocked her with Doom. There might be people who got the 7-star one with Doom. There's nobody who got a 6-star. Show me the proof.
All right.
I want the receipts.
You have been challenged, chat. If you unlock Doom with, or if you unlock Phoenix with Doom, let's see it. I think that is so funny if people are doing that. I've heard people claim it. You're right. I have not seen the proof though. So put it in a Discord. It's going to be on there. All right. Moving on though, there could be a potential rework coming to some characters that we talked about earlier this year. All right. So Silver Samurai video from the official Marvel Strike Force YouTube account. As we scroll down though, there is a comment here. If this video gets enough thumbs up, the devs say they will rework the Ravagers. How much weight do you put into this to this comment? Do you think a Ravager rework is coming? And if so, what role would they fit? Where would they go? Would they be another war offense team? Would they be a raid team? I don't know where a Ravager rework would fit right now. What are you suspecting? Or is this a troll like the Mo and the Gam and Ro and all that stuff that we had late last year on Facebook?
I had heard whistles at the beginning of the year about the Ravagers being a team that was planned on rework because, as is tradition, the hand will never be reworked. I'm sorry for everyone who thinks they will. They won't. So the Ravagers was the team I was hearing about way back in January when I did my predictions video. So there might be something to it, but more recently I've been hearing that a lot of the plans they've had have had to be pushed in one way or another. They have plans for a character called Spider-Gwen in a rework of the original Spider-Man team. I don't know if that's going to happen this year or not, but that was supposed to be around December, kind of December into January. You know, when they all take off and no one fixes anything and the game is completely unplayable.
Oh, yeah,
that time is when we're supposed to get the
3-month-long patch.
Because they're like, well, you guys are going to be mad about that, so here's Spider-Man characters you might like. So that was what I heard. I had heard, the Eternals were going to be a big part of the end. The end of the year. The
end of the year.
Yeah, and that would be the next, because we have 2 more patches left this year, right?
Yeah, November and a December one.
Well, technically it's not, because patches aren't really a month.
I mean, they're about a month.
Days.
They're about 6 weeks instead of 4 weeks or whatever a month is.
All things considered, you're right though. Like, we have one that'll come out sometime in November, right? Because we don't have a Halloween thing. There's no Halloween characters, right? This is the month of Halloween. We're getting Omega Red for Halloween.
I thought it was that Pharaoh outfit for Venom.
I love that costume, and I don't understand why people don't. That is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Here's my problem with that costume. We just got a cool costume for Carnage. Now we put a costume on Venom, and they don't look. It doesn't match. That's my only reason. I want
Mr. Sinister costume where he's wearing a chef's hat and an apron and holding a grill flipper, like a spatula, and I want it to say "Kiss the Chef." I want Sabretooth. I want a Sabretooth costume with a rubber ducky. With the rubber ducky inflatable tube.
Yeah. I don't want those. I don't want those costumes. I don't want those costumes. But you know what I will do? I'll grind in any events that they have for those costumes.
Yeah.
I would.
Even if I don't want any of them.
Even if I don't want them, I'll grind for that.
let me be clear. If you gave me like a Captain America no, that's a bad example. Pick a character. If you gave me like nerd IT guy character that's like glasses, or like, oh no, my glasses are falling off, like I'd give you money. There's so many ideas. I hate the idea that like, let's do costumes from the comics. That's great. That's easy. As a matter of fact, if they wanted to, there's so many more costumes from the comics and movies that they could put out here at very little cost. They could just be like, these are all the costumes in the game. They'll come when they come, guys. Like, that's cool. But also like have a little bit of fun with it. Like, all right, let's do something cool with the characters. This way I like, oh, okay. Granted, it only matters if you're going to get the costumes, but if you're going to take this entire thing and you're going to try to make money off of it, at least like put some effort in. Right now, I don't think there's any effort in any of the costumes I've ever seen.
I don't know how we got into costumes from a Ravager Rework topic, but
because it doesn't matter.
Oh, the Ravagers are okay. I get what you're saying. All right, let's move on to something that is potentially a little more exciting. Some rumors. It is time for rumors. I know you're into pepperoni today, but rumors. We got some rumors. We got some new Drew rumors that he threw upon us. And
what are the rumors?
All right. Well, this is about one of the members of a Horseman. Apparently, Omega Red is one of the first Horsemen that is coming, which is going to be a part of the Apocalypse team. He mentioned another character that is going to be. What is that?
Did he mention Archangel?
Long time ago, he mentioned Archangel. He mentioned Sunfire, potentially a part of a Hellfire Club team with Emma Frost, Sebastian Shaw, and what is the last one Callisto. Callisto. So those are the three, and then a fifth potential member of that. Now the timing of that was supposed to be in 2022, but maybe December-ish time frame. What would you think is going on with the Hellfire Club? Where they would go? What role they would fill if Emma is moving to that team? If they actually would be the Hellfire Club in Marvel Strike Force? What are you hearing about these?
So, thanks for bringing it up.
Yes.
I didn't hear it was called Hellfire Club. I heard it was called the Hellion.
Okay.
That was the first thing.
His was just his rumors were just about names. So
yeah, I never heard about Callisto. I've known about Sunfire. I know that for a fact. So Sunfire is definitely coming. They're probably gonna have to change his costume though. I knew about that. I never saw Sebastian Shaw. Stroke. I never saw Sebastian Shaw, but the name has been bounced around a couple of times, and it's part of the fact that they're going to be treating the Marauders now the way they treated the Defenders over time, which is that the Marauders are going to be splitting up among different characters. As for the Apocalypse rumor, it's not a rumor.
It is. He's going to have the Horseman. Archangel, I've heard about. Sunfire, I've heard about. Omega Red. Not sure who the fourth is. I haven't heard the rumor of the fourth, but
look at what is Omega Red? He's the look at the one we're missing and you'll have a pretty good guess.
All right. I'll go back. I don't know all the. I don't know what Archangel's Death, and I think Sunfire's Famine. I don't know what the rest of them are, so I'll have to go look and see who fit that role.
Look at the one we're missing. War.
All right, let me know in the comments who you think would fit that. All the characters. There's been many characters that have been War as far as the Horsemen. So who do you think would be the most likely candidate? Let me know in the comments. Also, there's rumors of a new mechanic coming with Sebastian Shaw, a Thorn mechanic, which is like a damage return. Have you heard anything about this? A new mechanic potentially with Sebastian Shaw?
Thorn, Barb was what I heard.
Okay.
It was called Barb, which is the same thing as Thorn. Like, it doesn't matter. We're making, but I have heard of it, but I never heard it attached to Sebastian Shaw.
Okay. So some rumors from multiple sources seem to be potentially lining up.
It's basically what Thing does. You know, Thing's passive. Whenever you hit him, he cracks you back. It's like that, except no animation.
I heard it described as damage return. So I was like, is it like Thing and Colossus and things? All right. So that's rumors seem to be lining up. Let me know your thoughts on all that.
It's almost like we all get the same rumors that are reliable from the same people.
Maybe not the same people, but same people within the company working on different parts of it. All right. So that is it for rumors. And I do want to move on to one of my favorite times, talking about Marvel series What If. Now, we're not going to talk about yesterday's episode, the season finale, which I did enjoy. We're going to talk about the one right before that, the Ultron episode. So if you have not seen that episode, spoiler warning, guys, we're going to discuss that. All right, you have been warned. Tony, what did you think of that episode, The Watcher? What Ultron interfering with time? Were you expecting that? What were you thinking with this year? And it's I gotta be very careful what I say, because I don't want to spoil too much of last.
Are we doing no spoilers?
Episode. No spoilers for last week's episode. You can talk about anything about the Ultron episode, nothing about yesterday's episode though.
No, of course. No, nothing about yesterday's episode.
Everything before that.
It was cool. The end. Like I wouldn't spoil that if I tried.
No, don't. It was a good episode.
The Ultron episode. Okay, let's my first reaction to the Ultron episode when it was over was either the MCU Ultron was nerfed or the What If Note Ultron was buffed, and I'm starting to think it was the MCU Ultron was nerfed.
Why do you think he was nerfed? Thanos. Hi, I am Thanos. Shoom, cuts him in half. Why didn't the MCU version do that? He could have cut him in half, right? As soon as he saw Thanos.
I don't think they were going as grandiose. You know what I mean? I don't think that I think that Ultron is scary, man. Like in the comics, Ultron is very scary because he is the arrogance of a human and the knowledge of a computer and cannot make a mistake. His only mistakes tend to come when his like arrogance or his feeling, his emotions, his programmed emotions trigger. So like he makes mistakes. Like the first arc is because he loved Janet Van Dyne, right? The original Wasp in the comics. He's like, I love you, because Hank loved her and he didn't know what to do, so he had to emulate it. And the second time he still loved her, so he made a fake version of her and gave her the same willpower and free will that he had. And she was like, no thanks, and left. He made a woman. It is the Adam and Eve story. So Ultron is so ridiculous. So, that woman's name was Jocasta, by the way. So that story was so crazy. And then we got MCU Ultron, and he was like, I'm gonna throw a rock in from space. Using, like, he could have done that. He could have just brought all the satellites down. Whatever. Yeah. It didn't matter. They needed to make a movie, so they made a movie. What if they didn't need to make a movie? They had 30 minutes to be like, watch Ultron slap. So Ultron slaps for 30 minutes, and at no point was I like, this would never happen. I'm like, oh God, this might happen.
Did you expect the Watcher to be actually fighting Ultron? I didn't know he would ever get involved. And I didn't know he would be powerful enough to fight someone with all the Infinity Stones and not technically lose. I mean, I don't know if he would win, but he sort of did, I guess.
He didn't die. He definitely didn't die. Yeah, he definitely didn't die.
You know, it's self-defense. If you fight somebody stronger than you and you don't lose, you don't die, that's technically a win. So Watcher kind of won. What do you think? You think we're going to see the Watcher?
Hang that on his fridge.
I didn't die next to the Infinity Ultron. Do you think we're going to see more Watchers in the MCU? We saw 3 of them talking to Stan Lee, and I can't remember what MCU movie that was, but do you think we're going to see more of them?
Guardians 2.
It was Guardians 2? Do you think we're going to get more Watchers in the MCU, or
I don't think so, because I think, okay, so there's a chance, obviously, because of how the multiverse thing is going.
Yeah.
But I think they gave the Watcher, and particularly the actor, was it Jeffrey Wright, I believe is the name of the actor?
Yeah, the James Bond. Felix Leiter in one of the early ones. Anyway.
Great guy. Great actor, too. Yeah. Great in Westworld, great in a lot of things.
Oh, Westworld, too.
I think they gave him the show and were like, this is the Watcher now. You're not going to really see him. But when addressed with multiverse stuff, you'll see him here. I think that's what they ended up doing.
All right.
And I like it. Listen, what if turned around real hard for me? You know, what if went from meh, like fan fiction, good fan fiction, actual plot, actual story, actual arc, full complete. You know what I mean?
What episode would you say that it turned around for you? To the actual plot, episode 3?
Yeah, I would actually argue if you skip the first two. If you skip the first 2 episodes, okay. So the first episode was
Sharon Carter. Second was T'Challa.
Captain Carter, and the second was Space T'Challa.
What was the third one? What was the third one? I can't remember.
I'm getting orders wrong. I know what I want to say, but I think that was number 4.
Instead of the episode number, what happened in the episode that it turned around for you?
Generally speaking, after the first 2 episodes, right? Every episode felt like it was a story that was reasonable. That could happen. Oh, that was the what if where Hank Pym killed everybody. Sorry.
Oh, yes. Okay. That was a good episode.
So it was a what if that didn't have to accept, like, the idea of a what if is like a thing changed, right?
Yes.
And whatever that thing was. So, for example, the Doctor Strange what if, the thing changed was that Steven and her never broke up. That was the thing that changed. It wasn't the death of her. Yeah. It was the fact that they never broke up forced her death to be a fixed point in time because it needed him to do what he needed to move on. The idea is that the what if stories, especially from comics, and they're not all gold, not all of them are great, but the ones that are phenomenal, and they always keep one thing. You take the thing and you change it. Whatever the thing is, it's changed. And then the rest of the world ripple effects from that thing. Yeah. When you start changing more than that one thing, you're no longer telling the what if story, you're telling a fan fiction written by a child. The first 2 were childlike fan fictions. The third one was a real terrifying story. And the what if change is what if the what if wasn't what if Hank Pym killed the Avengers. That's just what they titled it. The what if is what if Hank Pym's daughter joined S.H.I.E.L.D. That's all it was. What if she joined S.H.I.E.L.D.? She died, Hank Pym goes nuts, he kills the Avengers. You know, like,
yeah,
and that's why that story felt like, oh yeah, I believe that could happen because of the one thing. Yeah, I believe this could happen because of the one thing. The first 2, I was like, that wouldn't. Yeah, I thought I liked the idea of it, but like Sharon Carter being Captain Carter, she wouldn't be like, like they wouldn't make the Iron Man costume. These things would not happen. You know, this is not what reality would be.
Maybe making all that stuff was just fixed points in time.
Yeah,
but I enjoyed it. For me, that shift didn't come around till the finale though, so I got it a little later there. But I don't want to say too much. That is it. Let me know what you thought of everything up to the Ultron episode of What If, not last night. Tony, you got another pepperoni. Before you finish that pepperoni, any final thoughts, brother, or anything you want to promote before you go?
Pepperoni.
No? You should pepperoni. Get the best pepperoni, just like Tony Scungili. I will see you guys next time. Links to his channel, his Twitch, everything is gonna be down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button for more Marvel Strike Force content. Hit that notification bell so you know as soon as a new video goes up. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching. We do this every single week, the Marvel Strike Force weekly news update. And if you are listening to the podcast version, give us a 5-star rating on whatever platform you are listening to. All right, have a great day, guys. Give me that Hulk fist bump, Tony. There it is, ValleyFlyin and Tony Scungili out.